Alright, it's time for another mini review, and this time I'm coming at you with the Playdate, one of the most unique new handheld video game consoles that we've seen in a while. Now, the thing that stands out the most on this is the hand crank that's on the side, and that gives you some really different gameplay that you can't get on most other game consoles. The build quality for this is top notch as well. You can even tell with the type of hardware used, but it was designed for a little older audience, not necessarily young kids. And even though this has a lot of nice features like motion control and Wi-Fi, you gotta remember it's designed to be simple. So they stuck with just a plain black and white screen, but it does have some pretty good definition to it. The other thing to keep in mind with this is the price. It is a little pricey at $199, but keep in mind that it does come with 12 weeks worth of games and 2 free games every week. On top of that, to buy each game, they're only paying about $1, $3, $5. Most of them are pretty cheap overall. And I know a lot of people will try to compare it to things like the Nintendo Switch, but that's a whole nother class. You can't compare a big name manufacturer to a small one like this. Nintendo sells their consoles at a loss so that they can sell you games for $70. These cost more, but it's because they're not making as big of a profit off the games like the Nintendo and PlayStation would. Alright, enough generic information. Let's take a look at some games. This one is one of my favorite that uses the crank in a pretty cool way. Has a ton of levels that get progressively harder, and adding different details like slippery surface and traffic and hills. You have to adjust the speed of your crank to keep your balance to get to the other side. The next game we'll take a quick look at is Ohm. This one's unique because it has a little ball that is your character that automatically shoots pellets out of the back. That propels you forward, but you also use them to destroy your enemies. Once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun and the levels get progressively harder. The next one we'll take a look at I really enjoyed. I actually played all the way through this game, and it doesn't even have a name on the front, it's just an eyeball looking thing. This one's about timing and coordination. You move the ball around the circles, and every time you switch to a different circle, you have to change directions to move it. You also have to hit buttons to switch, and there's a lot of different complications that come up as you go. This is obviously the easy part in the beginning, but it gets pretty complicated as you get further on, and a lot of fun. Let's watch a little more gameplay of this one, and then I'll take you to my favorite one yet coming up next. Alright, so now we'll check out Star Sled, which has been my favorite one overall so far. With this one, your ship moves at a constant speed, and you control it by turning the crank back and forth. You can give yourself a little boost every now and then by pushing the button, but the goal is also to try to catch these little stars that have gotten loose. This is one of the easier levels, so there's not a lot around, but as you progress, you get pretty tight quarters that you have to try to navigate through, and even enemies that come at you. Sorry, I picked up a glare, so it's a little harder to see. Another feature that this has that I forgot to mention is you can screen mirror, so you can watch it on your bigger TVs if you want to as well. Alright, we'll watch a little more gameplay of this one. I'll stop talking, and make sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more.